Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Aman Mukhtar. I welcome you to our daily special coverage, focusing now, and our coverage is on the President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is receiving today Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki. And to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone our dear guest, Dr. Mohamed, Ezaby, International Relations Expert. Good afternoon, Dr. Ezaby.
Good afternoon to you.
Well, Dr. Ezaby, how do you see the timing of the official visit by the Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki to meet with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the timing of visit in this critical time where the Middle East or the renewed strikes between Israel and Iran?
The visit of Afwerki to Cairo comes at a highly significant moment for Egyptian-African relations, and it reflects Egypt's growing diplomatic engagement across Africa and highlights the strategic importance of the Horn of Africa in Cairo's regional calculations. Recent exchange between the two countries have focused on strengthening political, economic, transportation, energy, and security cooperation, underscoring the evolution of the relationship into a further strategic partnership. Over the last decade, Egypt has pursued a policy of re-engagement with Africa through stronger diplomatic outreach, economic partnership, infrastructure projects, and security cooperation. Cairo views Africa not only as a geographical neighborhood, but also as a strategic for linked to its national security, economic growth, and water security interests. The strengthening of relations between Eritrea reflects Egypt's further effort to deepen ties with countries in the Horn of Africa, one of the continent's most geopolitically sensitive regions.
Yes. Also, concerning the current situation in the Middle East, how do you see the same stand between Egypt and Eritrea concerning the Middle East crisis? The two countries having the same stance.
Egypt and Eritrea now have the same point of view about all the struggles in the Middle East and Horn of Africa. Especially the two countries and two presidents insist that to cease fire in Gaza and in Lebanon and Iran. Both presidents asks the Iran and United States to come back to the negotiations and forget any kind of war again, because the war of Iran and the United States and Israel affects all the world countries economically and make a great crisis about economic all over the world, and it affects the chains of oil supply. So both countries assure their vision about the struggles in the area. Also, they try to have the same vision about push Israel to move to the second phase in the agreement of Gaza and stop their strikes towards Gaza. Also, they discuss the political of the Horn of Africa, the struggle in the Horn of Africa. And both countries assured that they want to save the unity of the land of Somal and didn't confess by Somaliland. It is not a country, and they support Somal to defend their unity. Also, they have the same vision about the water security in Africa, and also assures that all African countries must have the same vision about the struggles in the world, especially that African continent now is not just a country, but they have a lot of sources in their land, and they can play with these sources to make a lot of pressures in European countries and any other countries to stop any struggle and back to negotiations.
Yes, Dr. Ezaby, how do you see the talks as a step in advancing the long-term vision of Egypt and Eritrea partnership beyond the security cooperation seen in previous years?
Well, if we talk about economic and trade cooperation, so the economic cooperation has become one of the fastest growing dimensions of Egyptian-Eritrean relations. Recent discussions have focused on expanding bilateral trade, encouraging investments, developing logistics and transport networks, cooperation in mining and energy sectors, infrastructure development projects. Also, one of the most important developments in bilateral relations has been cooperation in the maritime transport. Egypt and Eritrea recently moved towards establishing strong shipping link connecting ports on both sides of the Red Sea. Such initiatives are expected to reduce transportation costs, facilitate trade flows, increase investment opportunities, economic integration.
Yes,
and about the security, the two countries share concerns regarding terrorism, maritime threats, human trafficking, regional instability, protection of strategic waterways. Both sides have repeatedly emphasized the importance of maintaining security in the Red Sea and strengthening regional coordination among littoral states.
yes, Dr. Ezaby, you just mentioned a very important point, which is the security in the Red Sea. What are the by the increasing of the international military presence in the Red Sea, what are the concrete and the joint steps that Egypt and Eritrea are taking to ensure the regional security remains there?
We know that if any struggle happens between Iran and Israel, Al-Houthi will involve in this struggle and threat the maritime in the Red Sea. Eritrea is one of the main countries on near to Bab el-Mandab, and they can save the maritime through Bab el-Mandab. So the main cooperation in the ports between Egypt and Eritrea try to facilitate how to protect the maritime in Bab el-Mandab and so in the Red Sea till Suez of Canal.
Yes, yes. Dr. Ezaby, the continuity or the prolonging of the war between Iran and the U.S. and Israel, the prolonging war, how is it impacting the Horn of African countries, and especially the states in the Horn of Africa, and also especially with regards to the food security?
Well, up till now, the Gulf country suffers from shortage of food supplies, especially. All the Gulf countries take their food through the Hormuz Strait. So the other way to give the Gulf countries their food chain is through Red Sea and Bab el-Mandab, especially. Can Egypt play a great role in that? We can give Arabia all the needs of the Gulf countries through Yamba port. Also, try to help the Gulf countries to export their oil through Yamba also. Yes. Many things can be a partnership between Eritrea and the Horn of Africa, who can control the Bab el-Mandab and save the maritime in the Red, and Egypt to try to help and support the Gulf countries by their needs for supply chains and exporting oil, their production of oil.
Yes. Following the May 2026 Maritime Transport Agreement, what are the primary economic sectors that can witness broader Egyptian-Eritrean concern?
Well, in May 2026, senior Egyptian officials and business leaders discussed implementing joint projects and increasing economic integration between the two countries. One of the most important developments in the bilateral relation has been cooperation in maritime transport, as I said. Also, they can, the Eritrean president, which visit demonstrates several broader trends in Egypt-African relations. So the Red Sea also is emerging as a central pillar of Egypt's African strategy. Many things in cooperation in the field of economy between Egypt and Eritrea. They want to fastest growing dimensions of the Egyptian-Eritrean relations. How can they expand trade and encouraging investments between the two countries?
Yes. In light of the current regional tensions, how are Cairo and Asma coordinating their diplomatic efforts in order to support the stability in Sudan and Somalia?
Well, the two countries know the rising tension between Sudan and rising tension in Sudan and rising tension in Somalia, coupled with ongoing instability and neighboring states, have increased the strategic value of the Egyptian-Eritrean coordination. Egypt views the stability in Sudan and Somalia by supporting the national armies of both countries through Eritrea and Egypt, can help the two countries to save the unity of their lands and save the stability of these countries. The two presidents insist that they can play a lead role to saving stability in Sudan and Somalia. Also, how can they support the two countries to any struggles in their countries? They have the same vision that they need to support the national armies of Somalia and Sudan.
Yes. Dr. Ezaby, what are the progress that has been made until now by the trilateral ministerial mechanism established with Somalia in 2024? And what are the next milestones for this group?
Well, from the beginning, Egypt and His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the President of Somalia announced that they have a kind of cooperation, and Egypt sent troops to Somalia under the umbrella of the African unity to save any kind from Somaliland, to separate a part of Somalia. So they support Somalia by training their armies, by giving them some missiles to face, to save the unity of their land. Also, by supporting of the Eritrean country to Somalia too, so Somalia can face this what calls Somaliland, and especially new countries in the world confess with this country, except Israel is the only one who confess with Somaliland, and we know that Israel have their need to have this part to control the maritime embezzlement and to have a base on the Red Sea to attack Yemen and to attack Iran. So no other countries in the world and the United Nations didn't compete with Somaliland. So Egypt and Eritrea try to, with the African unity, try to prevent any kind for this Somaliland to be existed at all.
Yes, they have the same stance, of course. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi have stressed the keenness to develop economic investment cooperation between Egypt and Eritrea. And the president said that emphasized and reiterated Egypt's stance in supporting Eritrea's stability and sovereignty. Could you please shed more light on the importance of this, please?
Well, we can say that the visit of President Asif Afwerki to Cairo represents more than a bilateral diplomatic event. It reflects the growing strategic convergence between Egypt and Eritrea and highlights Egypt's renewed commitment to Africa. The relationship now extends beyond the traditional political ties to encompass economic integration, maritime connectivity, regional security, and coordinated diplomacy. As regional challenges continue to evolve, Egypt and Eritrea appear poised to deepen their partnership, making their relationship an increasingly important component of security and the future architecture of cooperation in Africa.
Yes. Dr. Ezaby, what are the common challenges that are facing Egypt and Eritrea?
Well, both countries need to raise their economy, need to make a change of investments. Eritrea needs a lot of projects of infrastructure, and the Egyptian companies have the experience to make the Eritrea needs in these projects. Also, both countries can have many fields of cooperation, especially in the field of infrastructure and route and railway projects. Dams. We know that Egypt make great projects in Uganda. On the Nile, a great dam on Uganda, and so Eritrea needs Egypt to support Eritrea to prevent Ethiopia to take a port on the Red Sea, and also Egypt needs Eritrea to save the maritime in the Red Sea.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information. Dr. Mohamed Ezaby, International Relations Expert. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of our special coverage for today on the meeting between President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who have received the visiting Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki in his official visit to Egypt. Thank you for watching. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Please stay tuned for more updates on Nile TV International, and please follow us on www.nileinternational.net. Thank you for watching.